What's up, everybody? It's Wombat, bringing you by popular demand the super secret blunderbuss tech that we've been playing for the last season or so. Um, Now, I say like top secret because this is, I said I wasn't going to make a video about it because we didn't want everybody using it. It's been a season. If you haven't figured it out yet, I will. I'm going to share with you what it is. But this is what gets people accused of cheating that are playing blunderbuss all the time. Um, Probably more than like Kilthal's heals that throw like super speed on you. So I'm going to run through all the gearing, the build, and setup, and then I'll kind of talk you through why it's so good and what the key piece is. So for starters, we've got our typical stat breakdown for Blunderbuss, which is going to be 350 strength, 150 int, 150 con. Now I play with the Attune leather pants, so I get some extra points. Right now, I've got 11 extra points in strength. I'd really rather have like 9 in dex and a couple in int, but I had to change my gear a little bit, and that's just where we are. The big thing here is you're going to see is the 150 focus, which adds 10% to incoming heals. And that's important. It's going to become important for a big reason. And we'll talk about that a little bit. And then weapon mastery, we're going to go to blunderbuss, and I'm playing shrapnel blast, splitting grenades, and claw shot. Claw shot's just an easy shot to hit with the lock on. I'm a little bit less of a fan of it now, and I may change it back to net shot. The problem is that claw shot can be gotten out of if you get hit with it and somebody like dodges immediately. It just doesn't work and doesn't pull you in. Whereas if you hit somebody with net shot, they're hit with net shot. So I may switch back. I like the empower on claw shot. We'll see. That's up in the air for me. And then void gauntlet, scream, tether, rupture. Rupture is a big one. Once you put it on somebody, anybody that shoots them gets 20% healing. And we're going to talk about that a little bit more in a minute. So let's go to the gear. Enchanted Ward's going to be your must-have perk. Negative 4% damage from light and heavy attacks. That doesn't matter if it's an elemental heavy attack, an elemental light attack, a physical attack. It's all attacks you get that damage absorption from, light or heavy. So it's way better than something like elemental aversion that only works on ranged elemental attacks. I've heard a lot of people saying that, oh, elemental aversion is the best thing in the game right now, and it's not. It's just not. It doesn't protect you from enough that it is better than Enchanted Ward, and they're in the same perk pool, so you can't have both. Enchanted Ward, Enchanted Ward, Enchanted Ward. Shirking Heals is going to be your number 2 perk, especially on this build. It is a must-have, and number 3 is Health. I am a little bit backwards on a couple of my pieces. I used the Hoplite here, so I have Health Enchanted Ward instead of Shirking Heals. I could re-roll that if I really wanted to. I probably will when I go to Net Shot. I will probably make an Enchanted Ward Net Shot Shirking Heals piece. I've got my grenades. Attune leather pants I've got as health because this is just a universal piece for me. I use it in every single set pretty much, in dungeons, everywhere, so I haven't put Shirking Heals on it, but you could. And Hasted Vigor plus Shirking Heals and health. So, pretty typical. You want Shirking Heals, Enchanted Ward on everything. This is an old school Bis blunderbuss, attunement, enchanted, keenly empowered. I still think it's the best. Some people will run claw shot on it, but it's just not worth it to me for the rarity that it actually works. You have to be 10 meters away, and you get like a 40% versus 21% in power for 3 seconds. But there's also the cooldown of claw shot, which is like is it really worth having over 14% weapon damage every other shot? I don't think so. And then Life Taker, and on Life Taker, I've got Scream because you just have to have Scream. Now this is where it's going to get a little bit weird for a lot of people. I'm running Cannon Blast, and this isn't just for the memes, and I'll explain that in a minute. I'm running Ankh, and if you're seeing the shirking heals, then you understand why Ankh is important, but also a couple of the other things. I'm also running Flame Protection and a lot of Flame Gems right now because Burnator is just dumb. Now the Earring, I've got Refreshing Toast because now you've only got the one potion, so that's super important. Healthy Toast because it gives you health on Mana Pot use and they don't stack. And then Healing Heart. And Healing Heart doesn't seem like it's good, but it's going to be really good, and I'm going to explain why. And the key piece to all of this is your ring. And this ring right here is going to make all the difference in your play style, and it's going to make it all better. And I am intentionally not showing it to you yet. And we'll do it now. So, Mortal Empowerment Hardy is of course, and then Healing Breeze. Now, a lot of people look at this and would say, what the hell are you doing with Healing Breeze on your ring? But let's look at this and see what it does. So on heal, for 6 seconds, heal target for 16% damage, weapon damage each second, and it has a 10-second cooldown. If you're applying it to yourself, 35% reduction. Now, what does that mean? Well, what it means is, with Ankh, anytime I heal myself, I get a 13% weapon damage. It's like 14.3 because you've got that extra 10% from the focus. So 14.3% weapon damage per second for 6 seconds. So what does that do overall for the numbers? Well, we've got 22, 16 is my base damage. And if you multiply that by 14.3%, that gives you a 317 heal every second for 6 seconds, for a total of 1900 health. So, how is that useful to us? Well, first, let's talk about Rupture. Right, I put Rupture on you, plus I have Ankh, I get 25 damage per shot back in healing. So if I hit you for, and plus 10% from the focus, I didn't put the focus in these numbers, so we'll just add the focus at the end. So 3,000 damage shot equals 750 health. So 750 health from every single shot, plus I'm getting the Healing Breeze tick of 317 for a total of 1900 from the Healing Breeze, plus 750 from the shot is 2650 times 10% from the focus, and that gives you a total of 2900 heal on the first time I shoot you with Rupture on. And then I get the 750 plus 10% every single time after that I shoot you, which is 825. So 825 heal per shot if you have Rupture on you, and a total on the first one of 2915. That's a potion. That's one extra potion right there. And this is why it's really hard to kill a blunderbuss, and we're going to keep going through these things, and I'm going to keep explaining to you why it is so freaking good. Right? So next, let's look at the Heartrune. It doesn't seem like it's that good. Right? It's Healing Heart gives you 1659 health on my 1659, or 16594. I get 1659 for 10% health. But then, why do I run Cannon Blast? Well, Healing Heart procs off of weapon damage. And the weapon damage, when you use Healing Heart, is your Heartrune damage, which is 5120. Right? So 5120 times 14.3% is going to be 732 per tick. 732 times 6 gives you 4,392 extra health. And that's just from your 6 ticks, plus 1654. Oops, sorry about that. 1654 plus 4,392 gives you a total of 6,000 health on your healing heart. So, when you talk about why would you run this, that is 6,000 health. That is a potion. It's more than a potion. Alright, so now let's move on to Shirking Heals. Well, Shirking Heals gives you 625 per piece times your 10% for focus, gives you 687 per piece times 5 pieces equals 3438 on a shirk. And on top of that, you are also getting your Healing Breeze of 317 per second for 6 seconds. So 317 times 6 seconds gives you a total heal of 5,340 on every Shirking Heals. That's a potion. And then finally, we've got Healing Heart. So Healing Heart is 10% or 4.1% health of your total health, right? So what is that? That's 16,594 times 0.041, and that gives you 680 health times 10%. So it is 750 health per tick times 4 equals 3,000 off of just the base Healthy Toast. And then, on top of that, you're going to get another 97 health per second times 6 for 677 more health, giving you a total heal of 3,677 health. Not quite a potion. So, when you add all of these up, basically, I have 4 extra potions to use in a fight against you. And this is why it is almost impossible to kill a blunderbuss one-on-one. It is all having to do with Healing Breeze. That extra health and tick just, it rolls and it rolls and it rolls and it adds and it adds, and it makes you so hard to kill. On a sadder note, the reason my stats are a little bit screwed up are because I had rolled all of this gear and swapped a few pieces out to add in Savior, which is healing is increased by 20% when you heal a target below 50% health. Unfortunately, this doesn't work. It only applies to other people, which is super unfortunate, because another 20% on top of all of that would have been insane. But unfortunately, I didn't find out about that until after we got started and I built everything. So there you go. There's your unkillable blunderbuss build. I am using the 48 con food, by the way, and if you don't know what that is, because I had somebody ask, it is the artisan roasted rabbit, and I also have the artisan flatbread. Those are just things you get when you have the cooking benefits. You're also going to use your honing stones and all that other stuff. So, hope you guys liked this, and that is the new, not really new, season old tech from Jarqualis on how to build the Super Blunderbuss and make the entire game hate you. Alright, so we'll see you next time, guys. Thanks.